Hey, what is up everybody? My name is Holden ZA. Welcome to a commentary. Today we are watching some Call of Duty gameplay. I am running with a MSMC, and to be honest I'm not too sure about my perks, but I'm sure toughness is in there somewhere, and most likely extreme conditioning and lightweight. Then with my score streaks I'll be running UAV, hunter killer drone, and then a counter UAV. But today what I want to really talk to you guys about is South Africa's competitive scene at the moment, and exactly where we're going to grow from this point, and yeah, pretty much just get into that. So as you guys all know, South Africa managed to get themselves into the limelight quite recently, with Xtaz managing to make it into the Call of Duty Championship as our national qualifier. And what that actually has done for us is actually we have been able to make our stamp on the competitive scene. Yes, I understand maybe it wasn't the performance that we all dreamed about, but let's be realistic about the situation. I don't think any other team in South Africa could have pulled off a better result, or actually done better themselves, because just due to the fact that we are rather inexperienced as a nation. And as a country, it's very difficult for us to just jump onto a huge scale tournament like that and actually try to think that we're going to be able to compete on that high level. But one good note that did come out across from it, it's not like these players are supernatural in their abilities of, for example, like their gun skill. As we saw, a lot of our players, when it came up to one-on-one battles, we were managing to take them out. It really just came down to the fact that these guys were strategically superior, and their game knowledge just outweighed that of ours. So that's something we can always work on, so I won't actually dwell on that too much, but from what I saw, it was encouraging, and I couldn't be more happy to see that we actually managed to get, first of all, our name recognized on an international scale, saying the commentators saying South Africa, and showing how much support we were actually doing to give them. I mean, Golden Boy was the commentator for that game, and he was just saying, yeah, getting a lot of love from South Africa through the Twitter feed, and just sending that right back towards us. So growth from here, I've been speaking to quite a few of the Xtaz players, and our growth from here is pretty much something that we've always been working towards. It's just we've obviously had to get through the developmental stages, and those developmental stages are trying to get our online play to a standard where we can actually play consistently with one another, and also get a group of people in one area so we can actually compete and actually be able to talk to everybody in one located area, so we can basically draw the attention of everybody at the same time should we need to divert it to another direction. One of those other directions is obviously the growth of the LAN environment, which we need to start doing, and that is quite a big deal, because LAN is very different in comparison to online. First of all, it's less forgiving, so if you're going to miss your shot by a millimeter, you're going to miss your shot. And it's maybe not the case on online. You will actually be able to connect with your shot just due to a dragging hitbox that is usually used in Call of Duty. Now, I'm not going to get too Call of Duty heavy, but it is one of the most concentrated scenes that personally I've been trying to work on for a while, just due to the numbers and due to the potential growth of it. When we're looking at games like FIFA, Gears of War, and all of our other fighting titles, believe me, that will be coming. It's just a matter of time and a matter of effort to make sure that this happens. So yes, Call of Duty is going to be leading the way, but think of it as potential growth for the other communities. So as I was trying to say, which I keep on cutting away from, is that LAN point of view. Now, LAN is something that we've all been trying to get right in South Africa, and it's something that we really actually haven't been able to do. Yes, some people might question what I just said there, saying that LAN is not an option that we've been trying to do, but the problem is it is not done to a competitive structure. We need to start getting a competitive structure within our LANs where people can compete on a 4v4 regular basis and actually have the potential growth to see in our community, so we can actually compete in these events, because LAN experience is a big deal. I think about it as just social soccer in comparison to playing a real match of football or soccer. It's just the fact that social soccer, you're playing with your friends, you're playing games every once in a while, sometimes you'll make a team, but there's no consistency. And when you actually get to a soccer environment, there's strategies involved, there's a lot more tactical gameplay, and knowledge of the game comes into huge amounts on that kind of scene. So what we need to start doing is these LAN environments, and one of those potential growth platforms that we're going to be seeing. And remember when I'm saying this, because I know some of you guys might maybe say this is not the way that we should be growing esports in South Africa, but I have to say exactly the opposite, because this is what we are going to do to grow esports in South Africa, and is one way that we're going to be able to get publicity from that kind of regard, as well as trying to get the community down another route. I'm not saying this is one independent route, and I'm talking at the end of the day about these provincial trials and these Boerland trials and all that kind of stuff for Call of Duty that is currently taking place. We managed to get the Gauteng team sorted out in Joburg, and unfortunately there wasn't such a huge attendance there, but at least now everybody knows that there's a team in Joburg and they can actually start competing against them. And what this is going to be able to do is get some teams or some players getting regular LAN practice and actually being able to develop. But what I'm trying to say once again is this is not just the only route that we're going to be going through. I mean, there's still going to be other LANs that we're going to be trying to organize and all that kind of jazz, but I want you guys to show your support for it, because this is another route for us to grow as a community. And I'm very much looking forward to the next Call of Duty trials, which is going to be in Western Cape on the 11th of May, I believe. And that was announced actually last night at 2Up Gamers, so that's something that's going to be very exciting and good for us to look forward to, as I believe it's going to be on Xbox 360, but I'm not too sure of that at the point. Don't hold a knife to my throat from that one. And yeah, so it's going to allow us to be able to compete against other teams in the Western Cape, other players in the Western Cape, and actually all be able to group together to compete on a level where we can actually all compete at that higher level, instead of having to just do our free-for-alls, our 2v2s. As much as I appreciate those, I think they're great and I love those little events, but we still need to get to that standard of running those 4v4s, and I still think that those little events are still very important to the growth of the community. As we saw last night I was actually at 2Up Gamers, and it's basically an event where all the Cape Town local gamers, doesn't matter where you're from, just the fact that you're a gamer or you enjoy gaming or you thinking about enjoying gaming, you come to the event and you check out what pretty much people in the industry have to say, and you can just listen to what they have to say and also partake in some games during the evening. I think last night there was a fighting game. I actually did not see what it was. It was most likely Street Fighter, but not too sure about that. And then there was a Call of Duty 2v2, and as well as a FIFA, and I believe that's it. There might have been Dance Central, but I don't like to think as Dance Central as competitive. So we went through those, and I think that those are great to get people attracted. I had people coming up to me last night actually saying, this is awesome, how do I get involved? And they're really excited, and these are people from a public group that I actually have never heard about online, which is fantastic, and I can't wait to see that scene grow. I mean, we've seen now in the MWeb ladders teams go up from, I think Desmond Kurtz, the online manager of gaming at MWeb, stated that it went up by 60% the amount of teams on Xbox alone, and on PS3 we've also seen some growth. So there's a total of 100 and I believe it's 17 plus minus teams now totaling on consoles, which is great for Call of Duty. I mean, this is something that we can really grow from, and to be honest, people said we're such a small community, and it's starting to raise an eyebrow now. If we can manage to crack 100 plus minus teams, I don't think we're such a small community anymore, and that's very exciting for us to see. So I can't really wait to see exactly how the ladder works out. And as you guys know, I'll be on the back end of that, so if you guys need any support, just hit me up and I'll be following through. So yeah, basically state of competitive gaming, we need to start getting more LANs, we need to start being together more as a community. And one of the awesome things about the last event was the fact that the first 2Up Gamers, I believe 2v2 we had, everybody was asking, what are the prizes? What are the prizes for us going to this event? And the mindset has completely changed, which is amazing. The guys actually just started saying, so what is the rule set, and not really concerning themselves about the prizes. And that shows kind of how our mentality as a community is changing. It's starting to be yeah, let's go to these lands and let's show that we can play. Because I mean, rather play for reputation than prizes at the end of the day. I'm not saying prizes aren't a bad thing. Everybody loves their prizes, but I'm saying that that's a great mentality change that I actually love to see in our community. So anyway, we're closing up on the game now. It's 194 to 149. Actually just skipped over there to a higher score difference. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I am going to be ending this commentary. Guys, I want to thank you so much for listening, and I will catch you on the flip side. I hope you enjoyed the commentary, and I'll be chatting to you guys soon. Hopefully going to get more videos up. Cheers, guys.